Hello, welcome to Cleveland TV. Today we'll be talking to Honorable Adetola from South Africa, the Nigerian Union Association President in South Africa. Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Cleveland International, sir.
Thank you very much.
Um, how is your day today, sir?
Fine.
Okay. So, how is the weather in South Africa today, sir?
It's actually very bright and okay.
Okay, sir. Um, sir, can you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Okay. I'm Adetola Olubajo, the president of Nigerian Union in South Africa. I run a business outsourcing agency, and I'm actually a trained teacher. I still do training in partnership as an associate executive with Debra Consultancy, and I'm a family man with children. Then I like to actually spend more time at home because of my busy lifestyle. Thank you.
Um, Sir, you said you are a teacher.
Yes.
Okay. What do you teach, sir? I'm just curious to know. Curiosity.
Uh, can, can we go to the interview, or you want to talk about my life? If
No,
that is
it's
what you want
it's
to do.
not about your life. You said you teach. It is important people know what you teach, sir.
Okay. Economics. That was what I was teaching when I was still teaching.
Okay. Uh, how do you become the president of the Nigerian Union?
I was elected 2 years ago,
Okay.
less than 2 years ago, in a congress.
Okay. And how many members do you have in South Africa when it comes to Nigerian Union?
We have over 20,000 membership as you speak, but our membership is growing daily, and I cannot give an accurate figure. But the last time I checked, it was about 20 something thousand. Yeah, over 20,000.
And how do you coordinate them? How do you relate with them?
Nigerian Union is a very big organization because we have. Let me just give you the organogram. We have provincial chapters. There are 9 provinces in South Africa, and all the 9 provinces have their own leaders. And in each of those provinces, there are ward structures where members are registered. So we have 67 ward structures as we speak. So Nigerian Union is in every nook and cranny of South Africa.
Okay. You are the president? Do you have people in each provinces or that head their own side, or what? How do you do it?
That's what I said just now.
Yeah,
That
but
there are provincial chairmen in
okay,
each of the
chairman.
provinces.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. Personally, at the national body, how many ESCOs do you have?
13.
13.
Mm.
And uh, I want to ask you something. The issue that is happening in South Africa, that
What?
Nigerians have a problem concerning attacks. What are you doing about that?
Yeah, there have been attack on not just Nigerians, but foreign nationals in South Africa. But when we speak about Nigerians, we are more interested in that because that is our own constituency and jurisdiction. Um, on the question of what we do about it, we
Mm.
actually provide support and also make the world aware of what is happening in to our citizens in South Africa.
And For me, the answer you gave is too basic. I want information. Do you visit the police station? Do you talk to the government officials? How do you solve the issues? How do you
Okay,
get involved?
okay. You need to ask question, and when you ask, I will answer you, and then I will not go more than the question you have asked.
I am not saying you
We
should. If I'm asking question,
we
I want I
we
if I'm asking question, it's because people want information. And these are the information people need to know. And it's not only for people in South Africa. The interview is also for people in Europe as well to learn from what you are doing. So it is important I know.
okay. Have you finished? Can I talk now?
Yes, you can talk.
Okay. When we talk about attacks, attacks is actually happening on a daily basis, and there are two basic types, which is the physical attacks as a result of some uh, reasons that have been cited by the locals. Like the major ones are we are here taking their jobs, which is not true because most of the Nigerians have their businesses here. We are here taking their women, and they believe that we are too many also. There are also systemic attack in the sense that when you try to access services, you will be denied to say that because you are a foreigner. But on the part of Nigerian Union, what we do is very, very enormous. Like you ask, we interface with the police at every point in time because we cannot take law into our own hand. If you have been following us, you will see that in most of the cases, when this issue happen, the first point of call is the police, and we always put the pictures, even sometimes video, on the various media platforms that we use to communicate to general public. We have our internal communication mechanism, and we have the one for the general public, which is what we rely heavily on is our website and then social media. So we don't only interface with the police, we partner with them. There is a community policing forum here where we encourage our members to always be part of it, so to help in solving the crime and alert when there is an attack. We go further by making sure that we visit different places. In fact, there is virtually no place in South Africa. I can say I've traveled all the 9 provinces, crisscrossed the length and breadth of many parts of South Africa. Not because I'm looking for something, it's because I have to visit Nigerians that are there, and we have to actually get their issue and take it to the law enforcement agents. Also, we actually inform anytime such thing happen, we inform the embassy and the consulate here so that they can be able to put diplomatic pressure on the South African government so that the law can actually take its course.
Okay, thank you, sir. You mentioned that there is platform where you put all the information. Can you name the platform, sir? How people could find it?
Is actually majorly Facebook, Nigerian Union NUSA. That is the Facebook name.
Okay. Do you have a website, sir?
Yes, we do.
What is the name of the website? What is the web address?
www.nigerianunionsa.org.
Okay. Sir, I would like to ask you a question. How long have the Nigerian Union in South Africa? For how many years now? Hello?
Okay.
Hello? Hello, sir.
Nigerian Union was established in 2008.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you get support from the public? The Nigerians there, do they support you financially or?
The bulk of our support comes from Nigerians. Uh, Nigerians is very difficult for them to pay dues unless there is something that is actually holding them. We majorly rely on the support of the uh, the Nigerians in South Africa. And for more than 2 years now, I can say that the pillars and then the financial pillar of the union have been the Nigerians themselves, because we get donations anytime we request for it.
Okay. Um, how often do you have meeting in a year, sir?
Well, like I said, Nigerian Union is a very big organization. As the president, I don't conduct meetings of members. The provincial structure and the ward structures are the one that conduct meetings. Let me actually put a light on that. The constitution empowers the ward and the provincial structure to conduct meeting once a month in a particular area, say Pretoria, which is under province, Gauteng province in South Africa. There are quite a number of wards there. We have Pretoria North, we have Pretoria West, we have the Central, we have the one in Sunnyside, Montana, different places. So those ward structures in those places, they organize Nigerians and they have their meeting on a monthly basis. As its president, I also attend, like an ordinary member, I attend the meeting of my ward. So at the national level, we coordinate the affairs of both the province and the ward structure, but we have programs that are at the national level that we always do. And also, we have once in a year meeting, which is the National Congress. National Congress is the highest structure of the union. This is how National Congress is constituted. Each of the provincial structure will have their own General Assembly and elect 10 delegates that will come and represent them at the national level. And also the member of the Board of Trustee, the member of the Women League and the Youth League, they are also part of the national Congress. So I can say that I'm only empowered by the Constitution to call a National Congress once a year, which is the national meeting, and except an emergency case, case. So that is how Nigerian Union meeting is structured for proper and then proper administration.
Okay, sir. I want to know personally, what is your plan for Nigerians in South Africa, being the president?
Our plan is to protect their interests and their welfare.
Okay. And your own plan personally, what are your vision towards Nigerians there?
I don't,
Your personal
my
vision.
vision, I cannot have a personal vision because it is not only me. We are talking about thousands of people. And our executive alone, they are over 1,000 in different places. I don't even know all of them because the Nigerian Union Constitution empower them to conduct their election. The only thing they do is to communicate it to the national secretariat. So I have the names of everything in the national secretariat, but I cannot even recognize every one of them. So when you have a personal vision, what we do is to sell it to the people. Now, I can tell you that when I was actually campaigning to become the president of the union, my campaign team, as well as my objective, is to create a strong community for Nigerians in South Africa, not a strong men. We have a lot of big men in Nigeria, in Nigerian community in South Africa. A lot of one-man organization, a lot of people that believes that they have to actually control everything that is happening. So my own objectives as the president of Nigerian Union, my vision is to actually make sure that I leave a very strong and independent organization, which we have been achieving so far.
Okay, sir. As an association, how have you been able to help Nigerians? In most cases, what are the biggest cases you have handled since you've entered the office?
We have done quite a number of things which I cannot finish in 1 hour, but I will paraphrase it. Firstly, we deal with the welfare of the people, and in terms of the welfare, we have an open line wherein you can call. Uh, we call it a legal desk, where you can call and give a free legal advice. We have a legal department that actually man that, headed by the legal advisor, Barrister Omorigo Ogboru. What we do is just that we help Nigerians and provide free legal advice to them. If you have any issue that has to deal with the law, you call our hotline, we listen to you, and we advise you on how to go about it. In some cases, when we see that this is a case that need our attention, we actually go ahead. For example, there have been people that have actually been molested over the time. One of the cases that came to mind is a case of a man whose car was snatched by the taxi driver. So we saw that that kind of case, we need to work on it. And then cases of police killing, assassination of Nigerians, Nigerian killing in South Africa. We always, at every point in time, make sure that such cases go to. In the past, we discover that when such thing happens, the nothing is done. So what we did, even from the last administration, was to make sure that we create a legal department where we actually be a friend of the court. We pressurize the law enforcement to make sure that the case go to court. One of the cases that is in court is the one in Durban, where a police officer actually allegedly killed a Nigerian. The other one is the one of 8 police officers that actually beat up and then allegedly suffocate to death one Nigerians, Badmos. The case is in court now. We have quite a number. There is a particular man that was actually beaten up by his landlord. We are actually helping in making sure that we find justice. And also, we provide financial assistance to Nigeria, but based on our limited resources, because we depend on the donation from well-meaning Nigerians. And we have 2 types of donors. We have the constant one, and we have those ones that are once off at every point in time you call upon them. So we choose some cases wherein we felt that we have to. We have helped to resettle Nigeria even back home. In some cases, we have to escalate it to the government level to say that this is a destitute Nigeria. We have to help them. And so there are quite a number of things that we are doing. But majorly, that's why I will summarize to say it has to do with welfare of Nigeria. On the other side, interest of Nigeria also is being protected. When there is anything that can actually jeopardize the safety of Nigerians, what we do is to come out strongly against it. For example, when our people are being arrested indiscriminately, we always, at every point in time, come out and then speak to the law enforcement that that cannot be allowed to happen. In some cases, community members will rise up. Civil organizations will rise up against our people. The most recent one is when a civic organization rose up and said Nigerian prophets are actually have to go back to their country. And the case doesn't concern the Nigerian prophet. It was a prophet from Malawi or so. But they thought that they are Nigerians. We had to come up and then speak to them to say they should retract such, because that is hampering, that is actually going to hamper the safety of the Nigerian pastors. We called the Nigerian pastors, we had meeting with them, and the case, we are still pursuing it as we speak, because we are going to Human Rights Commission and Equality Court because they are not willing to withdraw the statement. So we have quite a number of things that I may not be able to spell out everything because of time.
Okay, sir. Do you have relationship with the Nigerian embassy there? What are your relationship with them? Is it fine? Are they helpful?
Well, the Nigerian Union was formed in 2008 at the Nigerian Consulate in Ilovo, Johannesburg. And since its inception, it has always been working closely with the High Commission and the Consulate in matters that affect Nigerians. And in some cases, we always have a loggerhead, a bumpy road, because we have pressure from our people to make sure that the government are responsive. Where government are not actually, where they are dragging their feet, we will have to put some level of pressures. So there we will have some ups and down, and but relatively we have a good relationship with them. Of recent, the Nigerians are being killed and nothing is being done. So we have to speak out. We actually make noise about it to say that their major function here is to actually protect Nigerians. The reason why they were sent from Nigeria to this foreign mission, foreign service, is to protect Nigeria and Nigerians that are here. If you are not here, there is no need for them to be here. There are very many here. So we work closely with them. We inform them because they also, when they don't have information, they cannot work. They cannot be able to know what is our problem. So what we do in most cases is to make sure that we inform them of anything that's actually happening, whether good or bad. Because in some cases, you have to tell them to say Nigerians are doing good here. Let us celebrate them. So that is that about the uh, consulate and high commission.
Okay, sir. You have a lot of Nigerian association, like divided in states, in names in South Africa. How do you work with them?
What we do is that when Nigerian Union was created, it was the structure of the geopolitical organizations was used to create Nigerian Union in 2008. And these structures are still there, which is Ohaneze Ndị Igbo, Egbe Omo Yoruba, that is National Association of Yoruba Descendants in Southern Africa, then the Niger Delta Association and Arewa. So these structures, we work hand in hand with them because they have their members also in various provinces. And the state union are actually under this geopolitical organization. So when you speak to the geopolitical organization, you are actually speaking to the states. But there are quite a number of other organizations in South Africa, like the states, the local government unions, tribal, and then there are so many of them. But one thing is just that all of them knows and they agree that Nigerian Union is the umbrella body. So in most cases, when they have problem, they always call on us. When they are celebrating, they always call on us. When we wanted to do anything that pertains to Nigeria, we always call on each and every one of them. For example, when we are actually celebrating our 10th year anniversary. Even the political associations that are in South Africa, we actually invited them and we gave them platform to give them a message of support and goodwill. And there is a periodic meeting that we used to do in the High Commission, which we are going to revive again, wherein we call all these major organizations because we are talking about over 200 or 300
Associations.
organizations,
Mm.
association. Yes. So there is no way we can actually accommodate all of them in a meeting, but we have a mechanism we use to accommodate all of them, which I've expatiated that the geopolitical organization are the ones that we actually deal with directly. So the states and the local government association.
Okay, sir. I would like you. I will be drawing the curtain here because I clearly understood everything you have said, and I hope Nigerians out there will get to understand it as well. But if someone wants to be a member, how can they become a member? A member.
There are three ways. There are three avenues that is open to be a member. You go to the nearest ward in your province. Let's say in Northern Cape. Northern Cape is a province. We have about 7 or 8 wards there. Yes, if you are very close to Kuruman, you go to Kuruman. If you are in Kimberley, you go to Kimberley. There is Nigerian Union office there. You register with them. Secondly, you can register through our Facebook page. All you need to do is to send us a private message and we send you a form and direct you to where the ward where you'll be having your meetings. That can also be done through our website. That one, the form is there. You just download it and you send it to the email provided. And we will forward it, the National Secretariat will forward it to the ward where you fall under. And from there, you'll be able to actually attend meetings with your people, with Nigerians that are in that area.
So do you have any phone number they can call? Should they they have emergency and they need to call your attention?
We have an hotline, like I said, and the hotline is actually a landline, which is, do you want me to give it?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you can give it to me.
Okay. Okay, it's 012.
Yeah,
Let me be very sure of it. 012
yeah.
772
772
3440. I'll say it again.
324.
012
Uh-huh.
77.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm with you.
Yeah, I cannot hear the last number. You said 012 772 444. What's the end of the number?
0.
Oh, zero. Okay, sir. Thank you for giving us your time. Like I have always said, and I would,
012.
yeah, I would like to invite you to Spain to meet some of your colleagues because we have
Yes. I think
Nigerian
we need to
association.
discuss that. What
We
I will
have
do is that
Nigerian
I will give you our.
association in Spain as well, and I believe it will be an opportunity to be able to work with them as well. And some of them will get this information, and they might have to contact you. So I don't know if you will be willing to come down to Spain for the event, 27th of April.
Hmm. Let me give you our email.
Okay.
Our email is info
Yeah.
at Nigerian Union SA.org. Info
Yeah. Real.
info at Nigeria Union
Union.com.
SA.org.
Okay, sir.
Org.
.org. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, sir. So thanks for giving us your time, and I
Thank
hope
you very much.
you'll be able to make it down to Spain April 27. So
Please, it may not be only me alone. All you need to do is to send us an invite. Then by this weekend, I will meet with my national leaders and then tell them that we have been invited. So I will let you know before the end of next week how many of us that will be there. I would love to be there also because
okay,
he's
sir.
actually
I
promoting
will do just
in
that.
that.
I will do just that.
Mm.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Say hello to the family, and like I've heard from you today, you have holiday today in South Africa,
Yes,
so it's a
yes,
family day.
it's a human. Mm, mm.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Do you have anything to tell Nigerians before you go?
The only thing I can say is just that there are a lot of accusation against Nigerians in diaspora, South Africa in particular, that they engage in criminal activities and then they don't obey law. I would just want to implore all Nigerians to please be a good ambassador. The ambassador that is sent here, both in Johannesburg and Pretoria, they cannot be everywhere at every point in time. So the real ambassador are we that are actually in the society, that have integrated in the society. So we need at every point in time to be good ambassador and obey the law of the land. If you have any problem, go to the police and let them use the lay down rules in solving such problem. Also, there have actually been accusation that majority of Nigerians are engaging in crime. From our investigation, we can see that it's just an handful, very, very few of them. There was even a time, I was not the president then, I was the Secretary General of Nigerian Union. We embarked on prison visit to see how many Nigerians that are in the prison. We discovered that quite a number of them are not there. In fact, the percentage of Nigerians that are in prison, they are very, very small compared to what we are expecting. So that took us to another journey of moving from places to places, trying to interview people. We discovered that Nigerians that are actually engaging in criminal activities are very, very small. I cannot say a percentage, but I can tell you that they are far, far below 10%, because there is no any university, polytechnic, all the institution of learning. You can actually make research about that. All the institution of learning, both in government and private, that you will not see a Nigerian academics there that is actually teaching or lecturing in that place. I've worked for government in this country for about 6 years. I started my private practice, and then I've been doing quite a number of work with a lot of institutions in area of training and in area of helping establishing businesses here and there. So please, Nigerians also, when you move to the hospital, there was a time the Nigerian Doctors Forum here. They celebrated that they have over, I think, over 5,000 doctors or so, Nigerian doctors, because there is no hospital, most especially government hospital you get to. Most of the specialists there are Nigerians. If they are Africans, they are Nigerians. And when you go to to business environment, you will see quite a number of businesses, legitimate and genuine businesses, being run by Nigerians. They provide employment opportunity. So that actually opened our eyes so much to say that this thing, that this rhetoric that Nigerians are committing crimes and so on and so forth, is not actually true. Majority Nigerians are committing crime. It's not necessarily true, but that is not to say that some Nigerians are not committing crime. We see them. In fact, we are fighting some of them to say that if you don't have anything good here, you go back home, because we don't want you to actually soil our name. So I would just advise that Nigerians that are in South Africa and even all over the world, they should try as much as possible to be a good ambassador. Let's project the good image of Nigeria in every space of life that you can actually think of. You will find Nigeria excelling there. So let's leverage on such achievement to actually change the perception of the people about Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your speech and for being a proud Nigerian. I
Thank you.
I may God bless Nigeria and help us.
Amen.
So, sir, it will be goodbye from my side, and I hope whenever we have to call on you, you would respond to our call, sir.
Yes, at
Thank
every
you very
point in
much.
time. If you have something to share also, we will let you know.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.